Hi, everyone. I'm Lana. With the coronavirus pandemic affecting so many aspects of our lives, we thought we would try to explore the future of work post-pandemic. According to the Brookings Institution, up to half of American workers are now working from home, more than doubling the pre-pandemic numbers. Earlier this week, Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey emailed employees telling them that they'd have the option to work from home forever. Erica Pandey joins me now to talk about this some more. She's a business reporter at Axios, and she's been investigating the new working world. Erica, are we going to be seeing more companies follow Twitter's lead?
Absolutely. You've already seen Google and Facebook say that employees can work from home through the end of the year. And I wouldn't be surprised if they follow Twitter's footsteps quite soon. I mean, these tech companies were among the first to even start sending employees home in March, and they're going to be the first to kind of extend this flexibility longer term as well.
Well, we've heard a lot of people say that they enjoy not having to commute to work, but are there aspects of teleworking that actually benefit the companies and the employers?
Definitely. So the big thing, of course, is commercial real estate. They don't have to pay rent anymore. Think about the massive campuses that some of these big tech companies have. And if those were no more, think about how high Midtown office rent is in Chelsea and in other parts of New York City. If companies didn't have that cost anymore, that's a big benefit. And then some studies have shown that employees can be more productive when they work from home and kind of set their own schedules as well. Obviously, there are studies on the other side that say that remote work chips away at productivity, but companies could see their employees and their teams actually churning out more and better work too.
Well, you mentioned that employers might not have to pay those exorbitant rates for their headquarters in major cities. But I'm wondering then how this work from home lifestyle could affect the economy and what it could mean for urban living.
Yeah, I mean, that's a really interesting thing to those of us that are watching this space is that for the last 100 years, we've seen America move towards urbanization. And if more and more companies adopt remote work as a permanent policy and people start taking them up on that, you could see that trend start to reverse itself. You could see people moving away from the big coastal cities to the middle of the country, to more rural areas. Maybe the left behind parts of the country will start to come back. But also there's a whole economy built around people going to work. That's the public transportation, the restaurants that exist for the office lunch. So there's a lot of economic hardships that would come also with telecommuting being widely adopted. So there's both sides of that.
Well, you mentioned the office lunch, and I know that for many, the idea of working from home is ideal. But we're social creatures, and I miss those office lunches. I miss talking to my coworkers in person. So how could that change relationships and the way that we socialize with our coworkers?
I'm with you. I mean, there are folks who have been waiting to work from home, and this is an ideal situation. And there are those who are clamoring to kind of go back to the office. And I'm definitely in the second camp. I think that there are some companies, GitHub is one example, tech companies that have already gone full remote and were doing so before any of this happened. And they have certain strategies to add that social part back into office life, whether it's like a virtual water cooler, a meeting where people just join in and just talk about, life, anything other than work, or even a virtual yoga class. And even now we've seen companies get creative while trying to engage their employees when everyone's distributed. But definitely that social aspect is going to be lacking. And those who choose to work from home are making that compromise. And that's why by no means will you see the whole country switch to work from home, even when we can go back to the office.
So for those of us who hope to eventually return to the office, what types of changes might we see in our workspaces?
Yeah, that's already starting to kind of take effect. I mean, the social distancing guidelines are going to be in place for a long, long time, and that we'll see that in the office. You'll see, desks 6 feet apart, plexiglass dividers, more hand sanitizer stations throughout the office. Offices might say limit the capacity and say these people come in on these days, those people come in on those days. And you're starting to see some big companies already adapting. I mean, WeWork is a great example. Office space has shrunk over the years in the US. WeWork has 75 square feet per person, which is actually not that much space. And so they're starting to have the capacity of some conference rooms for when people come back and some common areas and making it so we can all spread out and stay safe.
And Erica, a CBS News poll found that Americans are actually divided over whether or not they have a personal responsibility to return to work to help the economy. 78% of Republicans agree compared to just 39% of Democrats. How is going back to work itself being politicized, which seems surprising to even ask, but I'm wondering how this public opinion could actually shape the outcome.
Right. This has to do completely with the reopening being politicized, as we've all seen. I mean, I thought a great example of this was Elon Musk threatening to move his factories out of California and to Texas and Nevada because they were going to, potentially reopen sooner. But I think with going back to work, it's a very important thing to note that only 37% of U.S. jobs can even be done from home. So to a lot of folks, going back to work and reopening is one and the same. And so, you'll definitely see that coming to bear. But as we've seen, states are completely disagreeing on this, and we've yet to see what's going to happen.
Well, I think it is a nonpartisan issue to say that you want the country to reopen, and you still want everybody to be healthy and safe. Erica Pandey, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.